Oh, thanks. All $10 worth. Yeah.
Oh, we're live. We're live.
Oh, hello.
Hello, folks, and welcome to HoGaLe's Global Astrology. And of course, who do we have with us tonight? We have Lady G up here, which is, I don't know how to say it. It's my top right, but it might appear left on the screen. And we have Dr. Lena Rodriguez from Down Under. Actually, let me just
G'day, guys.
Let's see. Should I change the layout? No.
Oh.
Do we prefer this? Do we prefer?
That's radical.
No. I'll go back.
Yeah,
I'll go
back to the old one. Thanks.
So, folks, we have an action-packed show for you today. Let me just change my camera a little bit like that, and actually, I'll maybe put my glasses on. And yeah, there we are. Action-packed show for you guys today. Questions in. Thank you so much, everyone, for putting questions forward, etc. Wonderful. We really appreciate it. There's some really interesting stuff that has happened, but also as well as Melody Lemonade makes a very good point. So she was saying, just to say here, she's saying, hoping you will all continue to focus on global matters, not solely US politics, as important as it is. There are other countries. Now, as you know, we do keep it international, but there's something really interesting that's happened with Iranian, BBC News, Iran. They've just said that they are pulling out of the UK because of threats by the regime to their journalists and members of staff. So I think that's something we should definitely read on and take a look at. That's a worrying development. We are also going to look a little bit at Matt Gaetz because I've got some updates there.
Good. Love an update.
Indeed. And, you know, as they say, or as we say on here, leave the worst for last. Yeah, we're going to talk about Fox News towards the end. So we might also mix in, because we've got quite a few questions, we might do some one card pulls as well. So as you guys know, dynamic show, anything could happen. Hopefully all of our equipment is going to be fine. But let's just dive in. Let's get stuck in with the show. I'm only just reading on this story. I literally only just saw it, but let's go back to what I was just saying about this Iranian BBC News channel, and it's spoken in Persian, and they've just announced that they are essentially pulling out of the UK because the regime back home has made so many threats against them that they no longer feel that their staff are safe, and even people in the UK. So I wanted to, let's do a read on that, on the energies around that. What's going on, and are these threats substantiated? There we are.
Okay.
I'm reach for my cards. So nice to see you, ladies.
Yeah.
It's amazing how quickly a week flies. But yeah, very worrying development.
Cheryl said a one card read on Canada. Maybe because you've got so many questions this week, we could make a note, Hoagie, and do some cards on Canada next week.
Yeah, definitely. We'll certainly have a look.
Iran threatening its.
Yeah, Iran threatening BBC staff in the UK, and they're saying the wider UK public, to the extent that they have had to pull out of London. Wow. What's the energy around that? Whoa. I mean, this regime, they are just, even by dictatorship, even by the standards of dictatorial regimes, they really take the biscuit, these guys. They are really intense.
People.
What's going on with the regime and that energy? What's going on there? What are they hoping to achieve? And thank you for those donations who've just come in as well. Thanks for that. It's very complex energy, isn't it? Even when I dial in with it,
isn't it?
Very icky and strange and hard and very yuck. Very yuck.
All right. Shall I start?
Go for it.
Well, at this point, they're evaluating what is happening all over. I mean, dictatorial regimes are always very sensitive regimes. And their whole thing is they want to control, the magician here, they want to control the flow of information.
Mm.
But we're talking about the fear element here. It's people who are aggressive are often afraid. And it's here. And I'm sorry, I've got to say it. I don't want to start a controversy, but this is the wash up from the book. Harry's book, Spare. I'm sorry, things have escalated since that statement. We talked about it here. People got upset because they like Harry and Meghan. It's not about liking Harry and Meghan. It's about putting public information out that was dangerous for other Brits. Right? But that was my point at the time. And now, sadly, it's come to pass.
We got some slaps on that, didn't we? We got some slaps, but...
And I'm sorry, but this is it, because people said, oh, you're taking it out of context. Well, so does regimes like Iran. So does the Taliban. So does ISIS. Of course, they're going to take it out of context. That's the point, you know. And sometimes you just don't want to be saying these things, but I'm sorry. But this to me is all coming... Also, the reading so far is all about Iran's defensiveness and control of its external world. But maybe because the protests have not abated or whatever, the outcome is better, which is people will start to get on. I'm hoping this regime can't last. I'm not alone in that, obviously, and that people will come together in Iran and further afield, and victory. So I think really yucky in the short term, really yucky, really high risk. But eventually, hopefully, sanity will prevail and those very brave protesters will win.
Yes.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, as usual, they want to try to control things because they're really not happy with democracy.
Yeah.
So they're under the illusory mushroom of psychedelic craziness.
Oh my God, literally mushroom.
Great cards.
Yes, out in the cold here with this one. Going into it, they want to affect the health of things. This is about what they feel as justice, and so making people investigate and feel on edge, so to speak. The key is what's being given. They didn't like what came out there, and so this is their path. They're, as usual, trying to control, and it's about persecuting and overturning it. But there will be also a victory, and I don't think it's a victory for them.
Fascinating. I just want to say as well, without clicking up, without doing the click up thing, you know.
Yes, we'll stay away from the click
up. So many times of that. So I want to thank everyone for joining us as well, and the donations and stuff like that. But also as well, just a second and expand a bit on what Lena said about the book, you know, which we all know about. And look, and I think it's important for us to kind of almost exercise and get this out, because like when we were saying at the time, we did actually get quite a lot of stick in the comments for what we had to say about the Harry and Meghan situation. And look, we all agree, we all know Meghan had a terrible time and stuff like that, but we were very concise and we were very clear, and we said there will be repercussions because what I want to put the historical context is, on one level you can read it as a book that was about a debate about a dysfunctional royal family and all of the juiciness and sizzle of that, And the book does work on that level.
Yep, sure.
It does, you know, and when you look at it from that entertainment perspective, or, you know, we know Harry was traumatized, etc., and all that stuff, and we understand those arguments. But as you know, on this channel, we broaden it out. This is what we said, there is context to this. And what we need to remember is that Harry is a prince. Not only is he a prince, he's a prince of the royal family of the UK, which has a historical legacy and connection with empirical might, etc., especially in regard to the Middle East, which was essentially divided up by the British. And, you know, it has more gravitas. On one level, we can see the book as a person who's trying to come to peace with his demons. Yeah, there's that. But then there's the other bit, just like Lena said, which will be absolutely taken to cray proportions. Look, they've issued a fatwa against him. I think, Lena, were you telling me a British soldier has
been executed because of this?
Ooh,
and they said it's because of the book.
Yeah, I wanted to interject something. It definitely is because of the book. I pulled 3 more cards. So we have like the castle here and the persecution, and they're eating away at it. So yeah, 100%. It's about the book.
Yeah. So I'm going to read my cards, but I just felt like I just want the audience to understand we're not nitpicking. We are. We're not
Harry bashing per se.
Yeah, exactly. But what we're doing is on the channel, as you know, we want to bring a wider context, and we were warning at the time that there would be consequences. Remember, my card that also as well I got for Harry was the 7 of Cups, not quite realizing what the fallout would be. So hopefully we put that to bed. But look, this is real. This has real consequences. Anyway, in regards to regime, Iran, and basically what the cards that I got. Now look at this. This is quite interesting. The first card I get is the 3 of Cups.
Women.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting? Because there's 3 women on this here. And it's very interesting because on one level we can read that, celebration and blah, blah, blah. But we know this isn't a celebration kind of thing. However, I think the regime see this as like, look at them. They're frolicking, reveling in their freedoms over there. And, you know, we need to, you know, probably quite literally, look, bring these women to heel. Sadly, as we know, this was all began because that woman was slaughtered. Yeah. So isn't it interesting that this has come up to symbolize the reading? But look at the other card, which has come in the obstacle position. It's about partnerships.
Yeah.
So here it's like the regime are like, look at those people over there in the BBC, you know, blah, even though it's a completely Persian channel, how they're teaming up with the enemy. I think this is how they're seeing it, as partnership with the enemy.
With the West,
With the West, because they see it as what? A smug relationship. Yeah, they think this is all partying at their expense. But also as well, this could also be the regime as well that has this kind of self-satisfaction, kind of like, we're the bosses, we're the supreme authority, we set what the parameters are. Yeah. So on one level, it looks like here they're thinking, look, they're fraternizing, but this is also the regime who's wanting everything to stay the same, particularly as well when you look at the next card, the devil. So here we can see this is real sick puppy stuff, unfortunately. Wheels are kind of coming off. We know that the regime is dark, but we also need to understand any excuse to attack the West or freedom or democracies and stuff like that will be exploited to its full extent. We've already spoken on that. Here, the outcome card, look at this, argy-bargy, yeah? You know, there is, even though they're trying to present a united front, but for me, the regime is entangled. There is internal conflict. There will be some people that would have thought that these threats against the BBC would have gone a bit too far, because, of course, it's never a good look to openly meddle in another country's citizens or institutions and stuff like that. Even if you're a dark regime, it really is kind of overstepping. And I pulled some clarifiers. Got the Knight of Pentacles, which can deal with like mercenaries, you know, stuff like that. And then we've got the Ace of Wands trying to initiate something. So it's almost like they're trying to initiate, you know, their fear and stuff, even abroad. We've got the Ten of Cups here, which is about the happy family, but we could often mean what? The fake happy family. So I think this is the regime trying to hold it all together. However, Wheel of Fortune.
So it's time.
It's time. I think they've overstepped, even for them, but we have to see what happens. Anything else to add to that, ladies, before we move on?
No, let's move on. And all power to the women of Iran and the men who are supporting them.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's see. Oh, do you know what? Because obviously we're going to save a bit of Fox and Matt Gates. Now this is quite an interesting one here. Actually, where is it? Where did it? This one came in. Now, forgive me, I don't know much context about this story. I'm only seeing it in the comments. So what was left as a question. So for those watching who know a bit more, please write in the comments, and forgive if I've got a bit of ignorance about this story because I'm literally just seeing it. But let's see what you think, ladies. So here, this is coming from Rosemary Jet 5. She said, "Greetings, Hogarth, as always. Looking forward to this program. I hope that you and your guests can shine a light on why Hakeem Jefferies and New York State Governor AR, I don't know what that means, AR, probably the initials, pushing to have a anti-abortion judge put on the bench." I don't know what the context of this is, but I'll read on. It is deeply troubling to me about who is pulling the strings for these judges. So I think they went on to say what's going on about that. So ladies, are you familiar with this?
No, but it's fine to do a cold read.
Let's do a cold read. Yeah, let's just see what's going on.
So this is in the state of New York.
Yeah, it's yeah. What did she say? Yeah, she says, "Shine light on why Hakeem Jefferies and New York State Governor AR." So who's the state governor of New York? Which would be AR. I wish they wrote the name because sometimes abbreviations don't work when you're on a live show.
I don't know either.
Pushing to have
Hakeem Jefferies is pushing this judge as well, yeah?
Yeah, allegedly, yeah, according to Rosemary. So let's just pull cards on that. Yeah, shall we see what's going on?
Okay. A viewer says, "I think that judge was previously rejected."
So could it be that it's not relevant? I don't know why this, because I don't know the context. Let's see what else.
The Kathy Hochul is the governor. So Matt, what were the initials? Maybe it's
they said AR.
AR. Do we know who AR is? Thank you, Connie, for entertainment purposes only. Well done. Thank you very much.
Indeed. Well, look, let's just read on that energy and see if it's a thing.
On that.
Yeah. See if it's a thing. Sometimes people leave questions, you know. Let's see if this is a thing. Hakeem and anti-abortion judge.
Anne Richardson. Who is Anne Richardson? Can you help us? Thank you. Thanks, Con. Okay.
Hakeem Jefferies. What's going on here?
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Judge, is this a thing?
Oh, I don't think this is going to be a very successful appointment if it goes ahead at all. Oh my goodness.
Would you like to go? Would you like to go?
Ouch. Ouch is all I can say. Okay, it starts with the 5 of Cups. Lots of regret. Right. Followed by the judgment card, the appointment of the actual judge. And all I'll say on that is the next time Hakeem Jefferies gets pregnant, he can have a say, you know. But that's just me. Then there's the Tower card.
Oh.
Boom. So 5 of Cups, Judgment, the Tower. And then all of a sudden, women celebrating. This is our card du jour today. There's 3 of Cups. That would say to me that the appointment won't go through, or if it goes through, the judge will be ousted.
Fascinating. Is that everything, Lena? Just checking in?
Yeah. It just went boom, boom, boom.
Okay. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, it's about wanting have more action for women, looking to go forward better, because he wants somebody that's anti-abortion. He's having conversations because he doesn't like the way that the Republicans are trying to manipulate stuff. So wanting to be able to eat away at their power structure a bit. So shedding light on trying to be a little more friendly when it comes to the obstructions we've got going, when it comes to the life and death situations. And above it, we have, feeling the persecution of what they're doing, wanting to move forward to better health for people and wanting to move that and create something new, birth something new. So wanting to have better judges in that will fight the abortion issue.
Very interesting. My cards, whoa, this is very interesting. I'm going to have to navigate this interpretation because it's actually quite a subtle one. It's quite a subtle one. The cards are they're telling quite a sophisticated story here. First card, though, is obvious, yeah? So we're talking about what? Government and stuff. What do I get? The Hierophant. There we are. So straight up, cards tuning in. It's all about government and stuff like that. But this can literally be what? Judges as well, isn't it? The judge, the authority. How things are traditionally... Yeah, and the church. How things are traditionally done. So this can actually be quite a rigid energy, quite a conservative energy. Isn't it interesting? We're talking about this... maybe this anti-abortion judge, etc. Remember, we're all flying cold on this, folks. We are just flying with our underpants, our underwear here. So there's that. But look, in the obstacle position, get the 4 of Wands. And we know this card is normally what? Security, reaching a milestone, weddings. Yeah, it's quite a nice card. It can also talk about the White House as well, isn't it? But normally it's a pleasurable card. But it has turned up in the obstacle position. Now, for me, I always associate the 4s, but particularly this card with the 4th house. And the 4th house in astrology deals with motherhood.
And that's what I was saying when you pulled that card. I feel like it's the structure of the home.
Yeah.
Women in the structure of the home.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we can see here, this card turning up in this position is actually saying really quite a lot in of itself. This is really, it's like, it's that energy of women barefoot and pregnant, this whole, this stubborn idea that a lot of conservatives hold on to, which is just will not seem to leave. Now, this is interesting.
We got the Handmaiden's Tale going over there.
Yeah, exactly. There's a whiff of this, but look, here we are now. King of Cups, and we often interpret this as the old Biden card, isn't it? But look, we are talking about the Democrats, so let's just say this is the Democrat, caring and compassion and all of that kind of stuff and all that jazz. But look who turns up next to them. Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
King of Pentacles, and we know what this is about. Now, the positive interpretation is, a person who's made it in life and they've built up their security and stuff like that. But this can also mean, quite simply, big money. We know big money has a huge influence on politics, and we also have to get real, just like how we're getting real about the books. The GOP are not the only ones that are influenced by big finances, folks.
That's right.
Let's, as you know, look, everyone who tunes it, we just assume everyone who tunes into this channel is a grown-up, You are grown-ups, and you can hear something nuanced and different, but here it is. There's a big money influence here. Someone's paying for this, this influence. However, the card I get afterwards, though, is the Star card. So could it be that America is able to kind of, rejuvenate itself? Maybe there's a positive outcome of this. I pulled 3 clarifiers. We had the 8 of Wands, which is again, that's that kind of person being a bit embattled. No, 8 of Wands is things moving through the air, things moving quickly.
Mhm.
5 of Pentacles, being out in the cold. And then the 8 of Swords.
Ooh.
So it could be, I'll have to see, but when I leap into this, maybe Hakeem might have got himself into a little bit of hot water here. Yeah.
Yeah. And can I just say, there's a reason that they're called the corporate Dems, right? In the terms of those who are affected by lobbyists and influenced and so forth. And Hakeem Jefferies, as one viewer pointed out here, doesn't like the progressives.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And it's quite interesting, isn't it? Because when we read on this subject, I think it was late last year, and do you remember when Hakeem came up and there was the obstacle and there was a sense of betrayal? Do you remember there was that betrayal card? And there was, we spoke again about, this kind of corporate Democrat kind of thing. And that 10 of Pentacles there would, the King of Pentacles would indicate that. So money is a factor. Before people burn us down at the stake, let's just say money is a factor. If this is a thing, money and conservatism is a factor.
As it is in all countries, not just America.
Yeah. Indeed. So we've done that. Are we ready for the next question, ladies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Now let's see here. Oh, okay, here we are. Look, this is a DOJ question. How can there not be a DOJ question? All right, so this is coming from Chris Sealer. Thanks so much, Chris, for your question. Could it be that the DOJ is investigating something that involves the world and Trump in a way we are unaware of, I think they're meant to say, and that this is what has taken so long? I hope so. It says, I love you guys. Now, what I want to just add to this before we get in there. No, in fact, let's pull in it and I'll add it at the end. So is there extra elements in regards to the DOJ, which is causing delay to the Duck L'Orange case? And then I'll add my 6 pence worth after we pulled.
Okay. So sorry, just clarify the question one more time for me.
So essentially,
is there pressure on the DOJ to drag their heels?
Are there other factors that are causing delays in essentially the DOJ bringing forward their indictments?
Oh, okay, got it. All right. And Kathy says Jefferies voted no to the Green New Deal. Didn't trust him, don't trust him. I have a problem with him. Not that he's losing sleep over an Australian tarot reader, but I just want it on the record.
Sorry, could you enlighten me? Could you remind me of who Jefferies is? Is this a Democrat or?
He's the new Speaker of the Dems, which is a massively powerful position. In Hogarth, in your country, in my country, there isn't really an immediate equivalent, but they're massively thing. And he was personally mentored and ushered in by Nancy.
By Nancy, yeah.
And I can see why he ticked X, Y, and Z boxes. But the progressives did point out at the time he is not our friend.
Wow.
And I think that has implications because the Dems need to become more out there, not less. So it's a bit of an issue in itself that I'm sure we'll come back to.
Very interesting.
Okay, the DOJ, what's affecting the DOJ?
Of this. Other factors. Factors going on with the DOJ and these.
Oh, I don't like these cards.
Let's see what the factors. All right. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Who's ready to go? And we've got 1,290 left. Go for
Hello
it. Go
to
for
all
it.
of you.
Let rip.
Dina Donatelli in the comments just put one word: greed. And it's funny you should say that. So to kick off the world, this is a major case or series of cases that does reverberate around the world. It's big. Okay. And also the world meaning the end of a huge cycle. People desperately want to put the active Trump corrupt era behind. People are focused on Merrick Garland. That was the brief he was given, do the job. However, he then gets the Five of Swords. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, frankly. You know, all the pointy bits of the sword going in. This is not an easy thing. Right, it's very complicated. There's the Ace of Discs or the Ace of Pentacles and gain. I mean, greed. So I'm disturbed that the money cards are turning up at all in this reading.
Me too.
And I thought at that point, before I pulled my last card, I thought I need a clarifier. Am I misreading Pentacles? You know, because they have other meanings and value systems and stuff. And I thought I'll just pull a clarifier, which was
Oh,
I mean, please, the devil. However, all is not lost. Outcome, the wonderful star. America will prevail. The best of America will prevail. So let's hope, just to finish my little bit of this, he's been under pressure and maybe even bribes have been offered or something, but he can surmount it. I don't know, but I don't like all these money cards.
Yeah. Lady G, what do you
What
have?
have you got, Lady G?
Well, maybe I misunderstood the question. Because what I'm getting is the buying and the selling of things and the things he's tried to get away with, the light on it. We've got wanting to cut through his lies and the cons and everything, looking at him and trying to eat away at the stuff. But I think this has to do with putting it all together for RICO charges.
Right, that's what all the money could be about, Trump's money and RICO charges. Thank you for that.
I think it's RICO charges for all the money laundering through his campaign, money laundering of his buildings, his property. So I think they're going after that as well.
Good.
Much better interpretation than mine. We'll go with yours.
I think all are valid because it's both could be true.
Yes,
exactly.
True. You know,
there are a lot of facets to this dark diamond.
Yeah, it is very.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think we all sense. Look, so many of us, particularly people that watch as well, also psychic as well, and we know there's a lot more going on.
Yeah.
As you know, I did a video on Merrick Garland. Yeah, I did a video on him and I said, look, there are many factors under the waters that we can't see. He has very powerful people putting pressure on him. I'm not saying that absolves him or whatever, but I'm just saying that is definitely a factor. Okay. Asking about the DOJ. Look at the first card that comes out. Pentacles. Yeah. And look at that. It's the slowest moving card. Is that not what has just been driving us all collectively up the wall?
Insane. Yeah.
With it. There's no ambiguity now. Honestly, it's look, just like I said before, what they should have done is they should have just rounded everyone up put everyone in jail and saying, look, you're all getting 100 years. And what you do is you bid down with the evidence that you give to get out sooner. Absolutely. Yeah, that's how I would have done it. You all get 100 years. I would have done it.
Now talk to me.
Yeah, talk to me. Now talk to me, and then you can kind of reduce your sentence. That's how. Anyway.
Love that.
So here we are. Pentacles turn up. This, so we know this can sometimes be the loyal knight. So look, if we want to give benefit of the doubt, we can say this is Garland doing his due diligence and taking his time and making sure everything's done. Yeah. But sometimes as well, this card can be interpreted as the mercenary, someone who's being paid to do something. I'm just putting it out there because I'm getting tired now. But look, look at the card that's come in the obstacle position.
Oh,
right. The magician. When you put these two together, yeah, this is about what? The shadow of this is manipulation. Yeah. Yep. Using every tool in the book that you have at your disposal to try and twist the outcome to what you want. Yeah. Now, if this was the loyal knight, one doesn't necessarily want to see the magician in this position, particularly in the obstacle position. So I think there's a lot more going on, folks. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. And sorry.
We're gone. No, go on. What are you going to say? Okay.
You go. Your program, you go.
All right, no problem. So here, now look, in the middle of the reading, we have the Queen of Wands. So we know that this is a dynamic woman. Yeah, a dynamic woman. Could this be Fani Willis or someone of the like? Yeah, stuff like that. Who, remember, I think only a couple of weeks ago said indictments are imminent. Yeah. Yeah, we're still hearing the crickets on that one. So let's see what goes on there. But again, this also says a female presence is key to this whole thing. Look who turns up again.
Yeah.
Look at that. You saw me shuffling and shuffling and shuffling, and the Four of Wands turns up again. So again, this is things to do, you know, we can interpret this as the White House or a sense of stability or something like that. But when we look at the outcome card, spy in the camp, yeah, this can be referred to, sometimes it's a sword of truth, but there's something going on that we don't know. I just have to go with my gut on this. Something, there's like this spy in the camp, a mole. There's someone who is going around saying stuff behind the scenes, yeah, because this can actually be quite a card of deception. And then when I pulled some clarifiers, it was Three of Cups, which we know is about celebration. And then we've got here the King of Swords, which is about a judge and accuracy and being discerning. But look, Two of Pentacles comes out again. Juggling money can also be manipulation. So I think there are many ulterior motives at play affecting the DOJ, which is delaying things, because let's all know all of the evidence is out there in the public domain now. We could literally do this ourselves. So why the delay? Anyway, what do you want to add to that, ladies?
Well, Glenna Miles in the comments reminds us, Trump has money interests tied to other people and Rico could shake them all. So perhaps if you follow Trump's money, you're going to hit other wealthy, powerful people. It's like the Epstein case. Epstein is one element of where it went. It was all the powerful men he hosted. And I think it's the same with this. Go Rico. And are they prepared to Rico the ones up the food chain when Trump was a nobody?
Yeah, and I think there's more going on than that, because I pulled 3 more cards and I've got like the White House, some obstructions and arguments and stuff. So maybe there are ties to Russia.
And I think this is...
Yeah.
And Mercury Angel says too, Jack Smith has over 200 prosecutors and investigators working for Garland. So we can only hope they have lots of coffee and off they go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And before we move on, just to add my 6 pence worth, I think it's just like what you said. What we need to understand is in Duck L'Orange, in Donald Trump, You know, I'm always saying his gift is grift. What we need to understand, and I know his chart very well. Like I said, he has reptilian cunning. We are dealing with one of the most devious, duplicitous, scandalous, and muck-raking people that has ever graced planet Earth. Yeah. I mean it. He will, the like of him will never be seen again. But his talent, I have to just say, his talent for getting dirt on people, finding out their weak spots is extraordinary. I know people don't want to hear it, but look, there has to be a reason for these delays. You've got to remember, he was a huge socialite. He knew everyone. He's played the Democrat side. He's played the Republican side. He's got dirt on everybody. Turns out he does like to read. It's just that it's classified bloody documents, yeah?
Yeah, he was buddies with Epstein, and Epstein has got lots of dirt on everybody.
Everyone. And think about it. You reckon Duc Larange doesn't know the dirt that Epstein had? If you look how determined he's been to take national state secrets and be like, they're mine. Do you think he doesn't know everything, all of Epstein's back catalogue? Come on, it's impossible. Of course he does. Everything happens for a reason. Even when something doesn't happen, it happens for a reason. Why has it not happened? We're years in now. I think you were saying, Lena, on your channel, we're maturing. People are getting older. People are having children, grandchildren. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, rant over, but you see where we're going. Anyway, calm down. We've got almost 1,500 people with us. Yeah, take a breath, Hogie. Take a breath. Just go back and look at my videos. Right. Yeah. Let's do one more, and then we're gonna get in with the old Fox News, and a bit of Matt Gaetz. So I'm rummaging through my papers here, and I'm thinking which one. So we've spoken about Persia, Iran, Montana. Oh, let's do an education one. So it's just leapt out on me here. So this is coming from Robin E. So newly introduced SB 235, I don't know what that means, in Montana would ban the teaching of gravity, evolution, and other scientific theories in Montana public schools. Oh my God, please tell me this is not true. Will this go through, and what will the response be from the people? Oh my God. God. Oh. Gee whiz. Let's pull on the energy of that. God, I almost feel like I want to vomit.
Yeah, it is so disturbing.
What's going on? What's going on with this newly introduced SB 235? Should be SOB 235, really. In Montana, that would ban teaching of gravity, evolution, and other scientific theories. My God. What's going on?
Will I go?
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Well, as we know, this is part of a suite of ridiculous laws taking the country backwards, but they're introducing this stuff as a brand new idea, but it represents the death of a working democracy. And we all know an uneducated population is a docile population politically, because the violence goes out, not up. So, you know, this is the energy behind it. I think people are confused. I think they're confused because on the one hand, if you're a conservative Montana voter, you want to stick with your people, but that doesn't necessarily mean you want your kids to not understand about evolution and basic principles of science. So I think they're confused about speaking up. I think they're there, but they're confused. The Queen of Pentacles, which is a sensible woman, of course, we shouldn't get too hung up with gender, but I think this is a woman who I think will make quite a compelling case about how wrong this is, enough that the sword of truth can pierce this very dangerous pattern that is emerging. I'd like to think this represents a turning point in some way, along with Florida, along with Texas, along with things, of realizing that it's a bridge too far. I'm hoping they've overreached with these really stupid approaches and interference in education.
Lady G, what do you have?
Well, they're trying to tie up people's minds so they can't think, because they want to be rulers. So they're putting this nonsense out. Of course, it's the repugly ugly agenda to temper, to dumb down the people.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, ding, ding. But I think both sides are charging forward with this. And what I wanted to look underneath of it all. This is a painful thing for people thinking about what it is. We're going to have those that are going to speak out against it, to move things forward and to hold on to the system as it is. So I think they will overturn it. They're not going to let this get through.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. All right. My cards before we then talk about Foxtrot, because that's what I've called them for a long time.
No.
Look at this. I first card. I get Temperance as well. And the way I interpret this, for me, this is almost the state interfering, literally trying to change the alchemy of education.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is them. Look, they're like, what kind of mix can we do? Yeah. Let's blend in a bit of this. Let's take out the
get away with this much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're really testing. They're pouring, because look, this is normally about balance, but we know we're not talking about a balanced situation here. We know these people are trying to manipulate. There is a shadow interpretation for every card. This is them literally playing the alchemy with education, people's minds. They're trying to say down is up and up is down. How can you not teach about gravity? For heaven's sake? I mean, come on.
Well, obviously they don't want to fly anywhere.
Gravity.
I don't know. Are they going to teach the flat Earth thing as well?
Yeah, totally.
We're going to go off the edge of the world.
Exactly. Because guess what? Even if you believe the Earth is flat, gravity is what keeps our feet on the ground, even in a flat Earth. It's just extraordinary. Anyway, look what comes out in the next position here. The Tower. Yeah, the Tower. Surely this BS cannot fly. Montana people, do the right thing. Please do the right thing, because if they get away with this alchemy, it is not going to be a good result. Because you know what people will do? The other kind of states, like kind of minded, will go, well, in Montana, there's no gravity.
Well, that's why it's already a rolling thing.
Exactly. And if we look here, look, they've been working hard on this. There are these people that are working very hard to change the alchemy of education in the United States, but really they're radical. Yeah, they're presenting themselves as conservative, but really they're radical, and they are grafting, trying to make it happen. But also as well, it's almost like they want to put everyone in bondage, in ignorance. Yes. They want everyone preoccupied, not being able to see clearly. The thing with the Ten of Wands is that it would be so much easier if he bundled them up and put them on his back so he could see where he's going. Yeah, as he's trying to get
pushing them up the hill.
Instead of exactly. But look, Ace of Wands. So again, we've got that virile sort of ideas again. Yeah, I think you know how I interpret this. I think there's a lot of mature conservative men out there that are looking for an erection. Let's just put it that way. I'm sorry. Put it. Yeah. Because what this is about, like trying to bring forth a fertile new idea, this, that, and the other. But it can literally mean phallic connotations. And the reason why I said that, because look at the next card. You see?
Yes.
This, of course, is the Empress, who sometimes I have her as the Russia card, but often symbolizes America. But what is the Empress? The Empress is fertile, fecundity. She's also pregnant. Isn't this interesting?
Yes.
So when you get this and pregnancy, again, it's that energy of, again, barefoot and pregnant, ignorant, no contraception, particularly for the third time. Look who comes back, the Four of Wands. And I said this, it's amazing, isn't it? You saw how much and all this kind of stuff. This is about ignorance. I think this is about keeping not only people but Americans ignorant, and women in particular, so that they're barefoot and pregnant and that they just stay in the house and they just do their thing. And I think that is so much of what is motivating all of it, because why are those cards just keep coming back?
Yes. And it's like they co-opt the whole idea of family values. What they mean is white nuclear families, so, you know, and so it's all about preserving this 50s fantasy.
Yeah, they are hell-bent on it, hell-bent on it. Anything else to add to that, ladies, before we do a bit of foxtrot?
I'd just like to add Carrie's comment here is they only get away with it then in capital letters if the people don't stand up. And I think people should be standing up to this. It's so dangerous.
So dangerous. It really is. It's very sinister stuff. All right. Now, let's talk a bit about foxtrot. Yeah, let's talk a bit about foxtrot.
Romeo, Tango, Foxtrot.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my goodness. We see at the moment there's the whole Dominion thing that's going on. Yeah. And it seems at last, we have to see, let's hope Dominion win their case, but it seems accountability is actually moving forward a little bit. What I want to share with people is that I did a video on Fox News back on July 16th, 2021. Can you believe it? Like 19 months ago now. I look back at that video and I'm spooked out. I'm spooked. Even by seeing my own video back, I'm just like, oh my God. So I put in the description below for anyone that wants to watch it. But honestly, I recommend having to watch it because it's now all coming out. Fox News, believe it or not, many people know this already, but it's worth saying again. It is not technically a news agency. They are registered as an entertainment
just like us. It's an entertainment channel.
Exactly. Entertainment for entertainment purposes only. So let's look at
we're not the news that is the news.
Indeed. So let's see here. I put a Fox News scandal bombshell, of evidence. So basically what's emerged is that Tucker, Hannity, Ingram, Murdoch, they all knew. Yeah, they all knew it was BS. All of their private texts are there, and they're like, oh my God, what are we going to do, because our share price is going down and it's going over to Newsmax. But basically they just admitted that it was all a lie, and basically they're doing it for money. So let's read on that in terms of what's going to be happening for news in regards to the Dominion to the Dominion situation, and then we'll get Shakespeare's opinion as well.
And while we're shuffling, community shout out for Patricia Francino. Thank you, Patricia. She welcomes everybody to the chat, and thank you for the work that you do.
Yes, I will second that. Thank you as well. I really appreciate it. And the chat, you guys, is just it's a whole ecosystem of its own. You can even just watch the chat for the entertainment. All right.
Yeah.
Foxtrot and the Dominion situation. Foxtrot and the Dominion situation. What's going on there? Foxtrot situation.
Dominion's in for the long haul.
Are you ready to go, Lena? And I'm loving the hair, by the way. There's this lovely bouffant going on. I forgot to say, a bit Audrey Hep, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you. It's an accident because if I do it properly, it doesn't work. So I just do it without a mirror, and you could get anything at all. Okay, so to me, this is all about dominion as opposed to the other side of the fence. So perhaps you guys have the other side more, but this is them riding into town with this court case in the sense of no, because as a business, you defamed us, defiled us every waking moment during a critical time. So this was the energy behind, and Wands has huge endurance and outrage. They were sitting pretty for years and years, just managing to ignore even this court case for a long time. It's only sort of spilled into our lounge rooms and bedrooms fairly recently, but it was like that. They're losing, Fox is losing viewership over to the more right-wing channels, but Dominion is strong. It will continue even if it grinds Fox into the dust. We have to wait for the outcome, which is in the balance. And I think they'll do really, really well. Go Dominion. And I didn't even like voting machines prior to all this debacle in the last election. I'm sure a lot of you are like that. There was a problem, remember, with the butterfly votes in the Gore days and all of that. So now these voting machines have had to lift their act, which is a good thing.
Yeah, because they can prove it. Yeah. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, they're wanting balance. They're wanting justice. This is moving forward, the karma card. As far as holding on, they're holding their position, and Fox is going to have to hold on to assets. They're going to be lucky that they have two things to rub together. This is going forward to calmer grounds. They have no problem and pushing them back and putting them on the defensive, Fox News on the defensive. Underneath of it, Fox is dead in the water because they've got the texts and everything that they know that they knew what was going on. So it is an absolute tower moment for Fox. Good news for Dominion, and justice will prevail.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I've got some juicy stuff for you guys, and and that will take up. I can't believe how quickly the time's gone. So here we are to symbolize the reason, the reading, what's going on with Foxtrot, etc., and their whole scenario in regards to Dominion lawsuits. Law here. Foxtrot are in a bit of a pickle here, because what is the King of Swords all about? Sane, rational, analytical, sharp-minded, intelligent. So this says Dominion has got them over a barrel and then some, because all the text messages are out there. What are they going to say? My evil twin wrote the text? No. Yeah, this is clinical, rational evidence. It looks like Dominion has really brought a strong case. Look at the obstacle position. Isn't it interesting? 10 of Cups comes back again. Now, normally when we're talking about normal people, isn't it? We're talking about happy family, wish fulfillment, etc. Everyone, but we know that this is what? The GOP fake family. Yeah. And I've been watching some news things where the GOP were grilling some person the other day saying, how dare you say that Fox was acting as state propaganda at the time? Well, actually, they were. Yeah,
totally.
That's them trying to keep it all in the family and this, that, and the other. However, oh dear, ooh, 10 of Swords. Yeah. ouch. So, of course, this speaks about betrayal, endings. 10s are about completing cycles and all of this stuff. And there's no cycle more complete than the 10 of Swords, yeah? Because it really is over, yeah? When it's the reverse, that can actually mean a healing, but no, here we are. So this is speaking about the betrayal, not only in supporting the big lie and passing it off as the truth when they knew it was a load of BS, which the text has proven. It's also as well, I think this also is going to be this sense of betrayal that many that have put their faith in Fox and such like channels, yeah, those that are still hanging on and still believing the big lie, this is really going to be the ending of that, yeah. This is going to affect the Emperor, yeah, Mr. Murdoch, yeah, we all know who this is, and his media empire. One news things I was watching, even Rupert was like, can we not just get Ingram and Hannity and, you know, Tucker to kind of maybe break the news gently to the audience? And he got slapped down. He got slapped down. So he's been having to deal with a little bit. Not that I feel sorry for him, but look at the next card that comes next to the Emperor. Three of Swords, yeah. So it doesn't look like it's going to be looking good for Fox News. I pulled 3 clarifiers. What do they get? 7 of Cups, yeah. Illusions and delusions. The Page of Swords, which can mean what? Malicious gossip, yeah, that can be one of them, but also a spy in the camp, but also maybe the Sword of Truth coming out. And then the outcome card is Justice, yeah. Oh dear. I don't think they're going to get out of this one, not with these texts. It proves categorically that they knew. So
I think, and also people can move to other channels like Newsmax and OAN and stuff, but they don't have that same reach and pull that Fox captivated. Murdoch has cut his teeth on destroying countries. He destroyed the UK in the 80s. All the rot that's happening now goes back to Murdoch and Thatcher in the 80s. He's the embodiment of evil, really he is. And his hideous son, Lachlan, the other 2 children actually have a brain and have moved away. Lachlan trying to please, you know, sadistic daddy. Yuck.
Yeah, gosh. Lady G, anything you want to add before we close the show in regards to?
They're all good, you know. I did a reading on Fox today as well on my channel, so if anybody's interested, they can see that there as well.
Oh, cool.
All right. Shall we close with a bit of
Shakespeare on Murdoch?
Yes,
Shakespeare on Murdoch? All right, let's
I think so.
It's Lena's turn.
Lena, it's your turn this time. Let me get ready. All right.
Yeah. Get organized.
Go, Lena.
And stop.
Ooh. This is very. Oh my God. The bard has really let rip on this one. Even for me, I'm like, pardon. Okay, this is what he has to say. I'll take my glasses off from this. And this is from Henry V. He said, "Thou art sick in the world's regard, wretched and low, a poor, unminded outlaw sneaking home." And then on the other page, it says this. It says, "From the extremist upward of thy head to the descent and dust beneath thy foot, a most toad and spotter traitor."
Oh, wow.
That's from King Lear. And that is, I think that just, wow. From the
bard
extreme,
always delivers, doesn't
always delivers. From the extreme upward of thy head to the descent and dust beneath thy foot, a most toad spotter traitor. Wow. We just leave it there. We will just leave it there. Thank you everyone for joining us. I think it was 1,600 and loose change in the end. So thanks so much for your questions.
Big love to Jimmy Carter. Blessings.
Oh, I understand. Is he in
very ill by the sound of it.
Yeah, he's in hospice, so he's on his exit to the next part of his journey.
But
is he 100? Is that correct?
Kind man.
Isn't he 100 now or something?
98. He's up there. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Yes, we wish him the best in his journey. In his journey, one of the last really good ones. Yeah. So what we'll do is we are leaving it there because the time has whizzed by. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for your questions.
Thanks heaps for tuning in, guys.
Everything, you really help add so much spice and stuff to the show. Thank you, Lady G and Lena, for joining me here as always and taking the time to support the show. And of course, if you've enjoyed the content, don't forget to like and subscribe, but not just to me and this channel, also as well to Lady G and Lena. And if you've enjoyed this, and thanks so much as well for the contributions. I know we sometimes things get a little bit controversial. People may not like what we had to say about, you know, the Harry situation, but it's a grown-up channel here and you guys can handle it. And things have consequences, as we see. And Murdoch, just as Lena was saying, let me tell you, that guy's responsible for a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Let's just leave it there. So thanks, everyone. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye for now.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, 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 everyone. Oh, is it working? Here we are.